Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? And, Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people, he had put them out.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing different. He lined up D Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love.
I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. You know, dating her at the age of 30-some years old, and she's 17, 18 years.
The drama unfolding around Jay-Z, DaBaby, and Beyonce is quickly becoming one of the biggest stories dominating entertainment headlines at the moment. What began as a harmless joke aimed at Diddy's scandal has now escalated into something far more serious. Viewers are pointing out that DaBaby may have gone too far, and that line appears to involve two of the most influential figures in contemporary music, Jay-Z and Beyonce. For decades, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been celebrated as the gold standard celebrity power couple. Their romance, their creative work, and their cultural impact have defined a whole era of music. They stand for discipline, achievement, and personal privacy. Each public moment is strategically planned. Each project is crafted to strengthen their legacy, and each statement they make carries significance. But lately, things have shifted in an unexpected way. After DaBaby posted a symbolic video making fun of Diddy's downfall, social media users rapidly began drawing connections. Some viewers pointed out that the jokes seemed to carry an additional layer, as though DaBaby was suggesting something about Diddy's past gatherings and the sort of individuals who were present at them. Suddenly, Beyonce's name began appearing in those same discussions. And that is when the entire situation transformed.
Tell them thank
I
you.
want you to open that up because I want you to be able to make the face that you really want to make. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, open it now. Go ahead, open it now. You ain't gotta wait. Ain't nobody gonna take nothing from you. Oh no, he did. No, he did.
Thank you.
No, you ain't know she got to count that thing.
Go ahead. Count up. Let me hold your
You
envelope.
gotta always pay your taxes.
Huh? I know he didn't do that. I'm gonna hand him them little 520s. He's gonna be like, nah, big dog. Uncle Diddy, he gonna nah, hey.
You a legend already.
Yeah, you know.
$1,000.
I just counted.
I'm trying to throw you the pass just in case.
They explained everything that Puff did. Diddy, as y'all know him as. Everything he did as far as the drug trafficking, having people bringing him drugs, having people kidnapped, taken from their home, sitting up for hours in warehouses being given polygraph tests, beating of women, holding women over balconies. They prove that he bribed witnesses, tried to give certain people money. I guess it's not a bribery since there was no criminal charges, brought up prior to that. That's what the defense tried to say. But offering people money, selling lawsuits, things that he wasn't supposed to be guilty of, but he quick to settle them, quick to offer people money. The prosecution did that whole thing. They went through that whole gambit. Ain't nobody paying nobody no money if they ain't guilty of nothing. Not him. It was a lot of things that the prosecution did their job into showing us. not only this guy's not a good guy, this guy behavior is detrimental.
To grasp what is unfolding now, we have to revisit the circumstances surrounding Diddy's conviction. Following years of rumors and legal actions, Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation under the Mann Act. The trial exposed troubling allegations about his personal lifestyle, his close associates, and the secretive freak-off gatherings that had been discussed in the industry for years. Prosecutors claimed that Diddy leveraged his wealth and power to host events that were not just inappropriate but deeply troubling. Reports suggested that hotels were stocked with items such as baby oil and lubricant for attendees, and that everything was tightly managed behind closed doors. Diddy's legal representatives disputed the magnitude of these claims, but the damage had already been done.
King son. Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Yeah, when DaBaby posted a video pouring out bottles of baby oil onto the sidewalk. People thought it was just another joke, but the timing made it seem intentional. He released that video while Diddy's trial was still being discussed on every platform. To viewers, it appeared that DaBaby was mocking the entire scandal. What no one anticipated was that the joke would take on a different significance once social media began guessing about which celebrities had once been close to Diddy during those years.
Because if he said that's happening, that's what's going on. Let me stick on this, man. Because if Gene Deal start crying, what DaBaby gonna do? We should have our rights too. Lil Nas, for doing that, should be canceled. If that's the case. Because I'm sure that offended some people that are heterosexual. Mario Sanchez out there in Illinois, thanks for tapping in. Torrance Avon, he said him and his son was offended. Yeah, come on, man. And it's all right for you to feel like that, Torrance. Yeah, I can't say Torrance. Torrance or Terrence? No, it's Torrance. Torrance Avon. It's all right for you to feel like that. And nobody should, because you feel like that, nobody should be mad at you because you feel like that. But these people want to get mad at people that are because they don't agree with that lifestyle. That's all right. I have a right not to agree with that. I don't care about it.
This is where the story begins to get tangled. Over the years, there have been unverified allegations that many prominent figures in the industry had once attended Diddy's private parties. Some claimed these gatherings were networking opportunities. Others suggested they were something far more sinister. As the investigations expanded, the boundary between rumor and reality became harder to determine. Then DaBaby's name was dragged into it. And suddenly, so was Beyonce's. The internet began circulating old images, past collaborations, and possible ties. Viewers speculated that DaBaby's video was not merely about Diddy, but also a way of suggesting that some of Hollywood's biggest names had more awareness about what actually occurred at those events than they publicly admitted. The issue is that Beyonce's brand is built on silence and control. She almost never responds to rumors. She does not engage with gossip. Her image is constructed on perfection and privacy. So when her name came up, her fans immediately pushed back, defending her against any kind of speculation. But behind the scenes, some insiders claimed that Jay-Z was quietly ensuring that no one kept that story circulating.
I know people in the industry, been around for a long time, was there when he first started dating Beyonce at 17, 18, he was 30 something. You didn't know his age. When I look back and see how old Jay-Z was, I think Jay-Z was born in like 69 or 67, something like that, 67 right there, 69. I think he was born in 69. Beyonce, they say she was born in 81. You understand? But back then, in 81, when we was in the club together, 98, 99, she wasn't even supposed to be in the club, but she was in the club. It was Club Eugene's, and Jay was dating her. And at that time, if you look at Jay's age, he was about 30 years old. So, isn't she still somewhat a child? To me, she is. But I guess they protect child. That's how you protect a child. You know, dating her at the age of 30-some years old, and she's 17, 18 years old. If that's her true age. We really don't know her true age because Gabrielle Union said she went to junior high school with her, and Gabrielle Union is considered 6, 7 years older than Beyonce age that she getting. So we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But to get back to your letter, I believe that the lawyer was doing what he did, and he threw shade at Puff in the interim of that by saying that all celebrities, you may think all celebrities are alike, you know what I'm saying? He know he's under this situation with Puff. But you gotta look at this right here. They sent him a letter, Busby sent him a letter for 2 reasons, I believe. To open up the floodgate, just like that 1-800 bad boy number did, and people start calling in saying what Puff did to them. Because he already had that information from that person when they first did the suit against Puff. She made those allegations back then. So he sent him a letter saying, yo, listen to me, man, hey, let's not let this go anywhere. Pay this off and we can walk away from it. And for what we know and what we've heard, that the girl information may not be totally right, because I know in 2000 what she just said, and me being there and around, I know the atmosphere, I know the players, I know how we moved and how we didn't move. You understand what I'm saying? So now, I know what she said about 2000 was wrong. I don't know, I'm not talking about what actually happened to her. I can't speak on what actually happened to her, but I can speak on the atmosphere that what she spoke on and how she got there. It wasn't happening. So now, to get back, they sent Jay this letter. Jay, nah, that ain't me. Guy with his lawyers and everything, his lawyers wrote that shit up, and now he presenting to the people like he wrote it. Everybody know that if he's stealing rhymes and he's stealing bars, I know that's your man, Mighty. But you know there's a lot of bars and a lot of rhymes he done stole from people.
When the final verdict in Diddy's trial was delivered, it shifted the atmosphere of the entire entertainment world. The news that one of hip-hop's most powerful figures had been convicted of serious crimes sent ripples through the industry. Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in prison after being found guilty on 2 counts of transportation under the Mann Act. That moment was more than just a legal outcome. It was a defining point. For years, people had speculated about Diddy's hidden lifestyle. But now, a jury had confirmed that at least some of those accounts were real. The glitz that once surrounded his name vanished overnight, replaced by a shadow of uncertainty and fear.
Have you seen these sketches of Diddy crying in court after getting 50 months? Check your phone right quick.
Man, looking at these pictures, Diddy in court, the artist got him, you know, looking at these pictures with Diddy in court, bruh, the artist got him crying. The artist got him holding his head. The artist got him dropping to his knees at the time of the verdict, crying on the chair. My heart goes out and it says, come and feed them beans. I can care less about his sadness. I can care less about him being in pain. I can care less about what he has to be faced with in court or in jail now. I don't have no remorseful feelings for him, bro. You understand? This is somebody that at one time I would have given my own life for. And to know this was trying to get people to take my life because I was trying to teach them to be right by people and tell them to be right by people. I have no remorse for this dude, bro. To see him like that, I know there is a God. And you can feel all the way you want to feel about me. You can say whatever you want to say about me. But karma is a mother. And if it ever gets back to you when you have done somebody wrong, not just me, I'm not saying me, I'm saying when you have done people wrong, you have done loads of people wrong, to see him on his knees begging like that, I would say something, but the LGBT community will be after me. So you'll never hear me say it, so I don't want to get in trouble with it. But bruh, I'm happier than the barrel of to see him like that.
What stood out most was how muted many of Diddy's former friends and collaborators became. Individuals who had once praised him suddenly went quiet. No one wanted to be tied to his downfall. Every name that had ever been spotted near Diddy's parties or private events was now under public examination. Social media users began digging through old photos, videos, and interviews trying to see who had once moved in his circle. The details from the trial only added more fuel. Witnesses described unusual, tightly managed gatherings that blurred the line between power and exploitation. Some claimed that guests were recorded without consent. Others spoke about drugs, manipulation, and the pressure to remain quiet afterward. Even though Diddy's lawyers argued that many of these claims were overstated, the public's perception was already locked in.
I don't have no sympathy for him. To see him like that, I know God is good. And God showed him. He can make you, he can break you. And I'ma say it again. You might get flagged for this. I'm happier than a barrel of bro. Don't you see the smile on my face? Bruh, I'ma be totally honest with you. I don't have no sympathy at all. Cause I know he can play all the games he wanna play. Did he have sympathy when he said, I don't give a if Pac gotta die. I don't give a if Big gotta die. Suge Knight can go to jail. Did he have any sympathy when he said to Wolf, I don't need you no more? Meech said, I don't need you no more. Set him off. Do you have sympathy when he told D Ferg, nah, I can't do that. Nah, I don't with you. Nah, I can't do that like that. Did he have sympathy when he said to Wolf Mama, your son has delusions of grandeur. All he want to do is smoke weed and get high. Do you have sympathy for the notorious Big Mama? Talking about, I didn't go to the funeral. He ain't go to the funeral. Did he have sympathy for Craig Mack? Do you have sympathy for Black Rob to make sure he did the right thing by them? And he sure didn't have no damn sympathy for me when he told dudes to come at me. So looking at those pictures, bruh, I could tell you just like this.
In the aftermath, people began asking who else might have known what was happening behind the scenes. That is when speculation about other famous names resurfaced, including Beyonce and Jay-Z. The internet started linking old photos and business connections, suggesting that they had once been part of the same inner circle. The verdict made everything more intense. It wasn't just gossip anymore. It became a question of judgment and reputation. Who stood beside Diddy when he was at his peak? And who quietly distanced themselves when the truth started to surface? The power couple Jay-Z and Beyonce found themselves mentioned not because of any evidence against them, but because of the silence they maintained. And when DaBaby's symbolic video appeared, people saw it as a spark thrown into an already sensitive fire. The timing of Diddy's conviction made DaBaby's actions look like more than a joke. It looked like he was indirectly pointing at something the public was already whispering about.
And if there's one thing I can tell you about Sean Carter, being embarrassed and being rejected are things he does not handle well. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you're crazy. He didn't do anything to Big L. He didn't do anything to Lamont Coleman. But I think people tend to forget, if Dame had successfully signed Lamont to Rockefeller, we wouldn't even know about Reasonable Doubt. It would have stayed a cult classic, probably sold 750,000. If Lamont Coleman had signed to Rockefeller, he would have been the star. He's always removed anything that can make him look as average as he is. I don't know how many times they used to tell the story, oh, he has a photographic memory. He remembers all of his lyrics, yet he's always had a teleprompter in the floor at his shows. That's why he would always sit down and look down at make it look like he was looking at his shoes. No, he was reading the lyrics. He is a magician. Everything you see about him is an illusion. But what he loves most is controlling youth.
Well, that was something Nas said way back, saying, yeah, he was indulging with these back with R. Kelly.
And I wish I hadn't signed paperwork. And I wish I hadn't taken money. I wish.
Well, there's a lot of you can't say.
But I know everybody else that didn't. I spent my time collecting these people. And they will have their day, and we will all get justice.
But what's crazy to me is, like, I don't see how anyone can come after you and call you crazy when we're going through it. And this is Aaliyah, Rihanna, Beyonce. There's a history of these.
Inga Marchand, also known as Foxy Brown, one of his first female artists, who was the little cousin of DJ Clark Kent, who just passed away from some cancer we didn't even know he had.
Now, she's denying it, but many say it's because she signed an NDA. Is that why?
Well, she did sign an NDA, and he's still paying her and her mother's bills right now. If anyone should be ashamed, it should be Inga. All of those diseases that she contracted from all of that unprotected with him. And I'm not saying alleged. You say allegedly. I'm not, because I know it to be true. She had with my cousin right after that. She burned him. She set the numbers for the CDC in Philly on a new high at 15, 16, 17 years old. She was running all around Philadelphia because Jay-Z promised her that they could be, normal when she wasn't with Corrupt. Corrupt was her fake boyfriend, which is why when they tried to use her to say that she was actually in the car and there with Keepy D and all of that, I'm like, that girl wasn't even there.
That is why many believe the tension began right after the verdict. It created a moment where every artist connected to Diddy, even loosely, had to make a choice. Speak, stay silent, or distance themselves entirely. And in that silence, Jay-Z's name began to surface. As someone who wanted to make sure certain boundaries were never crossed, Jay-Z has built his career on strategy. He rarely reacts emotionally, and when he does move, it is always with purpose. Throughout his career, he has maintained relationships with some of the most powerful people in music, business, and politics. He knows how to safeguard what he has built, and that includes his wife's legacy. According to online discussions and entertainment insiders, Jay-Z was not pleased with DaBaby's behavior. It was not about the baby oil joke itself, but about the ripple effect it caused. Once people began linking Beyoncé's name to the same discussions involving Diddy, that became a problem because even without proof, the internet can destroy reputations overnight.
Diddy has just been hit with a brand new lawsuit that is naming Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as witnesses of a freak-off. And this is not an April Fool's joke. This lawsuit was actually filed in court today. And it has other defendants listed with Diddy that I'm sure you've heard of before, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. This lawsuit was filed by a man named Joseph Manzaro against Diddy, another man named Eric, Brendan Paul, which is Diddy's alleged substance mule that got arrested after Diddy was raided, Emilio Estefan, and Adria English, the woman that filed the lawsuit against Diddy, who worked as a dancer during Diddy's white parties. This man is alleging that he was given substances and then transported against his will and was a victim of an organized criminal enterprise beginning in 2015, organized and facilitated.
In Hollywood, a threat does not always come in the form of words. Sometimes it shows up in silence, in calls that stop coming, in meetings that suddenly get canceled, or in opportunities that dry up. Some observers believe that DaBaby started to feel those silent consequences after his joke spread too far. There were whispers that Jay-Z made it known through quiet channels that he did not want Beyoncé's name tied to that kind of conversation. And for an artist like DaBaby, whose career had already been struggling due to past controversies, that kind of silent pushback could make things even harder.
Because Beyonce has a deal there, and they know I know her. So, but you
how
know,
long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
How long? However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
But did you say to yourself at that time, "Wow"?
I said, yeah, that's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, because
you saw talent before you saw anything else.
Yeah, because she was singing like a rapper.
While all of this was happening, Beyoncé continued to focus on her music and performances. Earlier this year, she performed in Paris as part of her Cowboy Carter tour, and Jay-Z joined her on stage for a surprise appearance. It was a celebration of their 2-decade-long bond. Together, they reminded the world why they are still considered royalty in the entertainment industry. But in the background, people were still talking. The internet never forgets. And the rumors surrounding Diddy's social circles kept resurfacing. Some fans questioned how far Jay-Z and Beyoncé's connections to Diddy really went. Were they close friends? Were they just professional acquaintances? Or were they part of a much larger social network that shared more than the public ever knew? Again, there is no solid evidence linking Beyoncé or Jay-Z to anything that happened at Diddy's events. But public perception often does not wait for proof. When powerful names are mentioned in connection with controversy, silence can sometimes make things look even more mysterious. And in that silence, theories begin to grow. Jay-Z's alleged reaction toward DaBaby could simply have been about protecting his family's image from being dragged into something that was never their fault. Because once a rumor spreads, even if it is false, it can damage decades of hard work.
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, Why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they on vacation.
if this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
As of now, DaBaby has not commented any further on the situation. He has not denied or clarified what his real intentions were with the baby oil video. Some believe it was a coincidence. Others say it was a message. What is clear is that the video had a major impact on how people viewed him afterward. Behind the scenes, other artists have started to distance themselves from anything connected to Diddy. Some of them quietly removed old photos or avoided mentioning him at all. The fear of being associated with his scandals has changed the way many celebrities operate publicly. And while Jay-Z and Beyonce continue to thrive, DaBaby seems to be facing a new kind of silence, fewer interviews, fewer collaborations, and fewer opportunities. Whether that is due to natural career shifts or outside pressure, no one can say for sure. But fans cannot help but wonder whether DaBaby's small act of mockery accidentally exposed something that powerful people wanted to keep hidden. In an industry built on secrets and alliances, one careless moment can open doors that were never meant to be open.
Keep it gangsta around his boys. It's funny, when Jay first met Beyonce, Dame was like, "You should wife her. She's the one." It was a time in Paris when they sent us Bonnie and Clyde, and me and Dame was at the Plaza Athénée, and they sent us the song. It was the final, and when we heard that song, Dame looked at me and said, "Yo, he's in love." So if y'all know Jay, a lot of times his everything comes out in music. When he does interviews, he's a little more reluctant to speak about certain things, but it always comes out in his albums. And that time Bonnie and Clyde came out, we knew Jay was in love with Beyonce.
The story of Jay-Z, Beyonce, and DaBaby is more than just celebrity gossip. It reflects how influence and silence often shape the entertainment world. It shows how one social media post can lead to deeper questions about who really controls the narrative and how far some will go to protect it. For decades, Jay-Z and Beyonce have built an empire on privacy and power. They have weathered scandals, criticism, and endless rumors. Yet, they always emerge stronger. That kind of control over a public image does not happen by luck. It takes strategy, influence, and awareness of who is speaking about you and why. So now, as people continue to talk about DaBaby's video and its hidden meaning, the question remains, was this just another careless joke gone too far, or did DaBaby accidentally uncover something that those at the top wanted to stay in the dark? In a world where fame and secrecy walk hand in hand, the line between rumor and truth is thinner than ever. And maybe the real story is not about who attended Diddy's parties, but about who holds the power to decide which stories get told and which ones disappear. So the question is, did DaBaby just make a joke or did he start something that cannot be stopped? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.